Today, I'm going to show you the new updated installer for the WUUK YO510. Hey guys, it's Josh from the WL Tech blog. Today I've got my favorite camera, the WUUK YO510. I did an installer for this last year, and today we're going to update it to a new, easier, and more reliable installer, and I'm going to walk you through the process of installing the Thingino open source firmware. If you're new to this channel, my name's Josh, and I do videos on Linux, open source, electronics, hardware hacking, and of course the Thingino open source firmware project. If these topics are interesting to you, I'd appreciate it if you consider subscribing. Now the camera we have today is the WUUK. It's the YO510, and this has long been my favorite camera. This one has a really good sensor, it's got high-end components in it, and it's just on a different level from most of the cameras that are out there. Most of the devices you'll see, especially in this price range, are going to be 1080p. They call them 2K cameras. This one is actually a 4 megapixel, and it has a resolution of 2560 by 1440. Way better than those 1920 by 1080 cams. The only downside to this camera is it is not rated for outdoor use, so I'm still looking for a device that I like for outdoor as much as I like the WUUK for indoor. Now, if you're new to the Thingino project, I've got a video up here that goes over the basics, but in a nutshell, I'll just tell you that Thingino is an open source replacement firmware for devices running on Ngenic processors, and running our firmware will remove you completely from the vendor's cloud ecosystem and put your data back in your own hands. If you're using a local NVR such as Home Assistant, Scripted, Frigate, or any of the other really great choices, Thingino is probably for you. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where the folks over at Wise were actually asking if folks would pay extra for local access to their devices and how ridiculous I thought that was. And I think we got a good number of new Thingino users just from that. But that's enough of that. Let's get on with the installation of this guy. So today we're going to need a micro SD card of at least 128 megabytes. I am using a 32 gigabyte card, and while most of my videos have shown the flashing process on Windows, today we're going to do it on Linux. We have another great open source tool that's available on Windows, Linux, and Mac from the Raspberry Pi project called Raspberry Pi Imager, and we're going to use that to flash our image today. So let's jump over to Linux. All right, here we are in Ubuntu Linux. And I've got a browser open to raspberrypi.com/software, and this is where you can find information on the Raspberry Pi Imager. If you are using Linux already, you can probably install RPI-Imager from your package manager, or if you're using Windows or Mac OS, you have options to download it here. So go ahead and get that done, and once you're good there, now, the next thing that we're going to need is the firmware file. So let's go ahead and jump over to the Thingino installers repository. Now, I do have links here in the video description, so you don't have to do all the navigation to get there. But here we are at the Thingino installers repo. Go ahead and click on the WUUK YO510. And you see here there is a zip file. Go ahead and click on that. And over here you see the download raw file button. Go ahead and click on that. That'll get it downloaded. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and start RPI Imager. All right, go over to Operating System, and you can scroll all the way down, go to Use Custom. This will take you to a file browser where you can select your image. We're going to do the zip file we just downloaded. Go over to choose storage. This will show you your storage options. We're doing the SD card here. And click on Next. We do not want to apply any customization settings because that would not work. And we do want to continue. This does require elevated privileges, and it's a pretty small image file, so it only takes a few seconds to write and then verify. And there we go. Go ahead and click continue here. pop out your SD card, and then we're going to jump back to the real world. All right, welcome back, friends. Now I've got my WUUK, I've got my SD card, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So to access the SD card slot, you got to actually rotate the camera head up, and the slot's exposed right here. Now it only goes one way. Push in the card until it clicks, and we're good to go. So our next step is going to be applying power. So if you guys are playing along at home, this is where the timer starts. Here we go. All right, now you see we've got a red dot. This is the factory firmware booting up. The process that we use here is actually taking advantage of a factory update facility that they give you, and it boots all the way into the WUUK userland and picks up our script, and that will cause it to start flashing our firmware. Now we do have an updated script from what we had before, where it's going to automatically detect the hardware that you have, and it's going to flash the correct firmware based on that. So no more having to flash one and then try it out and potentially have to flash the other. So this is a 16 megabyte flash, so it takes a little bit longer than some of the other cams, but like I said, this is a higher end device. And at this point, we're just waiting while it does its job. Now we have our LED laser pointer. See if I can blind you. Probably not. Now, while this is flashing, I did want to point out I have recently engaged with folks over at the scripted Discord, so I've got a little extra effort going on in there to try and make sure that we work perfectly with scripted. If that's the project that you prefer to use for your NVR, I think you'll be happy with the results there. Now you saw we just did our motor test, and you might have heard the IR cut, but at this point, I believe our installation is complete. So let's grab our phones. Now, of course, with Thingino, once you install, it'll bring up a config Wi-Fi network that allows you to set the camera up for your WAN or for your LAN. So you see I have a network starting with Thingino. Go ahead and connect into that. On most devices, once you connect, it'll take you to the config portal automatically. However, if it does not, you can simply open your browser and punch in 172.16.0.1. Afterwards, you'll be greeted with the configuration page, and we're going to put in our details. So the first thing you need is you need to choose a root password. This is going to be used for the web UI, and if you choose to use SSH to access your camera, you'll need it for that as well. So go ahead and pick a good password there, and of course when you're using it, when you're logging in, the username is root. Next you have the Wi-Fi credentials. This camera only supports 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so make sure you're putting in the credentials to match one of those. Also note that the SSID and password are both case sensitive. Once you get that data entered, you can hit Save Credentials. That'll take you to a verification page where you can make sure everything looks good. If you're good there, go ahead and hit Proceed. And you'll get the summary page, and it's going to write the data to the camera, and then it's going to reboot. So here's our camera back. Got a little activity. There's the motor sweep. It's going to do a couple more things, being brand new and this being its first real boot. So we're going to wait until the LED stops blinking. At that point, you can get the IP address if you go to your router's client list, or you can use the nice feature. You see we stop blinking, which indicates we're connected. And the reset button on the back, we're just going to give that a tap.
IP address is 192.168.82.106.
And there you go. Now we know how to access our cam. Go ahead and bring our phone up, and we're going to punch that IP address in. All right, now it's going to bring up a login page. And again, the username is root, and the password is the one that you chose. And we're booting up. There we go. And you can see, here we are. Say hello to the nice folks, Mr. WUUK. So make sure and check around in the menus. There's a lot of features in here, and I think you'll be impressed by the functionality that we've got baked into this firmware. Also, remember the preview page is just a preview that is not the full video stream, so don't be surprised that it's a little jerky. So we've got another freshly installed Thingino device. That was easy, wasn't it? Now, if for some reason your install did not go as easily as mine did, you can definitely jump over to our Discord channel and get some help there. Or if you just want to participate in the project or just hang out with some cool folks. Everybody's welcome over there, regardless of skill level. But hey, it looks like we're done. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you've got any questions or comments, put them down below. I'll definitely check them out. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're interested in this sort of content and want to keep up with the newest videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay fresh, cheese bags.